Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar. We are thrilled to have you join us. Okay, so now I think that it's time to start. So kindly let me introduce myself. My name is Rachani Sipak and I'm joined by my colleague Kun Jariyaporn Vajana Wuttiwong. We will be the speaker for this section. Today we'll be covering about Thailand cosmetic regulatory framework and enforcement landscape, particularly providing an overview of the Cosmetic Act and the Thai FDA notification, explaining what filing are required, common pitfalls in labeling and advertisements, and best practice to ensure compliance before import or sale. So we hope that you will find our presentation today will be fruitful and valuable to your line of business. So before we start, just a few housekeeping notes to help the section run smoothly. Please note that this webinar is being recorded. All participants are currently on mute to minimize background noise. We encourage you to engage with us by asking questions. Please send in your questions to the Q&A box or use the chat function located at the bottom of your screen. All questions will be addressed at the end of this section. If we run out of the time, we will follow up via email. And please note that your feedback is incredibly important to us. At the end of the webinar, a QR code will appear on the screen. Please take a moment to scan it and share your thoughts. So I think that it's time that we can begin. For my section, please note that I will focusing on overview of Thailand cosmetic law, and then I will move to the market entry, and then we will talk about the FDA notifications. Then in my last topic, I will focusing on cosmetic labeling, and I will provide some case study. And then in the second part, Kun Jariyaporn will talk about summary of Thailand cosmetic market trends, and she will provide some topics and some tips for pre-enforcement trademark and copyright protection for cosmetic, method of enforcement against IP enforcement, and then her last session will be about the practical takeaway. So now let's begin with my section. In Thailand, all cosmetics are classified as controlled cosmetics, which are under the control of the Thai Food and Drug Administration, or we call it Thai FDA, the main authority responsible for the system, the management and control of the cosmetic product. So if you would like to enter to the Thai market, please note that your product should be under the scope of the definition that's set out in the Cosmetic Act. In this act, they will clearly describe about the meaning of the objective. In addition, your cosmetic product must not contain prohibited substance and use of any substance to comply with the law. The Thai FDA has issued lots of notifications and prescribed the list of substances prohibited to be the guideline for the business owner to consider. They also have the notification about the list of substances that cosmetic product must not contain, except subject to restriction laid down, list of colorants, and list of UV filters. Please note that all this regulation is in compliance with the Asian Harmonized Cosmetic. So now, once you already review your cosmetic product and you're sure that you are ready to go to the Thai market, we will move to the process for the market entry to Thailand. In this slide, I will focusing on the process and will provide some tips. So at the beginning, any person who would like to export their product to Thailand, they are required to do the first step, which we call business place notification. For this case, you are required to have the Thai local company to act as your importer. And these Thai importers are required to notify their business place as an importation place for the cosmetic. Once the Thai FDA has approved for your business place notification, then you can move to the second step that we call cosmetic notification. For this step, I will focusing on 3 parts. Please note that at the step of cosmetic notification, there will be 3 things that you have to declare to the Thai FDA. First is your formulation. If your product had used some ingredients that has the limit of use, you have to declare the amount with the Thai FDA system to make sure that the ingredient you use is not over the limit. Then you are required to provide the product details. For example, product name in English and in Thai, the instruction for use, the product forms, warehouse, packaging type, and your warehouse. For this section, I will provide some tips about the trade name and trademark. Please note that text that you use as trade name or trademark, it should be qualified and convey in a cosmetic purpose reasonably. For example, you should use the words that clearly tell you that what your product is. Then please note that do not using any trade name or product name which is text misleading to the extent of the scope of cosmetic. For example, conveying to the sexual, conveying to the therapy, conveying to drug, or having the effects at the level of cell, having the effects on the body structure. For example, this word is not acceptable to use as a trade name or product name, injection, implant, microneedle, or scar treatment. And one important thing that I would like to remind, please note that the trademark registration using text, words, abbreviation, homophones, homonym, letters, numbers, pronunciation that may cause misunderstanding of the essence of the cosmetic or its meaning convey property out of the scope of cosmetic or in the way of medicine shall not be the reason to exempt from compliance with this collection. For example, you have the word pharmacopoeia in your trade name. Kindly note that the Thai FDA will not accept to use this as the trade name for your product. And the last topic that you are required for the submission at cosmetic notification is a letter of authorization. Please note that normally the Thai FDA does not require a trademark registration certification for the cosmetic notification. But instead, the product owner normally send a letter of authorization to the Thai FDA to notify that it is allowing the use of its trademark by its Thai cosmetic importer. So once you complete this step, the Thai FDA shall review the application. If you get the approval, it means that you can import your cosmetic product. Please note that the imported cosmetic product should be exactly the same with the detail you notify with the Thai FDA. So the last step is the product information file. As you may know that currently, Asian Harmonized Registration of Cosmetics has been fully implemented in Thailand and other Asian countries. So now the Thai FDA requires that the distributor, the importer or marketing authorization holder to maintain a product information file to keep it at the importation place because the Thai FDA may conduct an inspection, so it should be readily available for that inspection. From this perspective, we can divide the process of the Thai FDA notification into 2 parts. First, we can say that it is the pre-marketing. For this part, it is the part relating to the notification process. And then the other part, we can say that it is the post-marketing part. For this part, it will be relating with the label and advertisement. So I already mentioned about the part of pre-marketing, about the notification and the product itself. Now I will move to the part of the post-marketing. For the label, please note that label is not a mandatory requirement for a cosmetic notification. It is a self-regulatory of the importer that they must ensure that they already prepare the Thai label to be in complying with the Thai regulation. The label of the cosmetic must be in Thai language and it should be easy to read. It should have the information which must not misleading the scope of the cosmetic. And then the claims displayed on the label should be in the scope of cosmetic as well. Regarding to the advertisement, please note that the advertisement of the cosmetic do not require prior approval from the Thai FDA. The company has a freedom to advertising cosmetic as long as it complies with the Cosmetic Act and its bylaw. Here is some key for the advertisements. Please note that the advertisement should be the truthful advertising. Claim must strictly relate to cosmetic product, not extend into medical or therapeutic claim, and not have any misleading information. So in this slide, I will provide you some example of the statement that it is not acceptable to use in your label or in the advertisement as a claims. The first type of that statement is about that the statement that it is false or overstated, that it's very hard to prove, or the statement that for the comparison with a medical procedure such as laser, Botox injection surgery. For example, please avoid to use the words like extremely, ultimate, free from harmful substance, the best in the world, because this word is like a confirming fact that difficult to prove, or use the statement such as just apply and the result is the same as injecting. Whiten faster than injecting. You can see that this is the comparison with a medical procedure, so please avoid to such statement. The other example of the claim that the Thai FDA consider that it will cause serious misunderstanding of the product, either through the mention of scientific data or the statistic, is the statement that can imply that it helps achieve good health, or the statement that can imply that it affects the body structure. For example, you use the words as breaks down fat, tightening for a slender face, slimming, losing weight, make it higher, stimulate blood flows. You can see that this is the statement that imply to the effects of the body structure, so it is not allowed. Another example of the unacceptable statement is the statement that imply healing properties, or the statement not aiming to be identified as a cosmetic, or that the product is intended to be within the scope of other healthcare products. For example, you use the statement as like a acne treatment, spray the throat to relieve sore throat, prevents or treats melasma, suppress or inhibits bacteria skin fungus, ends all acne problem. Please note that this statement consider that it is out of the scope of cosmetic, because the Thai FDA will that the scope of cosmetic should not be applied to any healing or curing the wound or the scar or any treatment. Last statement that the Thai FDA will not allow you to use for the claims on the label and in the advertisement is about the statement that lead mention to the sexual performance. So please try to avoid this statement. For the post-marketing part, please note that the Thai FDA will have they have their hotline for a consumer. If they found any product that they think is a defect, such as product expired before the expiration date, no label in Thai language, or incomplete labeling, or consumers found the manufacturing, import, or sale of counterfeit healthcare product, or they found the manufacturing or sale of prohibited products, a consumer can file their complaints at number 1556. This is the division that the Thai FDA just established to receive complaint and enforcement management centers. So in this slide, I will provide you some case study. This case study happened because there are some consumers file their complaints to the Thai FDA hotline, and then the FDA will receive those complaints and take the action to inspect. For this case, from the database, the Thai FDA received the information that there is the warehouse in Nonthaburi, so they go to inspect, and they found that there are the products that do not have the Thai label, and the cosmetic product do not have a notification number. So for this case, there will be the penalty happen. For this warehouse, it is the violation from the seller. So if you sell the cosmetic with no Thai label, they will get the imprisonment for a period not to exceed 1 month or a fine not exceeding 10,000 baht or both. If the violation occur by manufacturer or importer, they will get the imprisonment for a period not to exceed 3 months or a fine not exceeding 30,000 or both. For this slide is about the illegal advertisements. As I mentioned that the advertisement do not require the approval from the Thai FDA. You can advertise your advertisements. However, consumer also have a right to file their complaint if they found that there are any advertisement they think that it is not follow the Thai regulation. You can see that in the first picture. This is the advertisement that they use the statement intent to deceive consumer or those that may harm society. Once the Thai FDA receives the complaints from a consumer, they will visit the source. For example, they may go to the website of the product or go to the online platform to recheck. In this case, they use the false statement. If you look at the bottom, you can see that it says ingredient from Switzerland. But when the Thai FDA visit and check, they found that they did not use the ingredient from Switzerland. In addition, the picture they use in this advertisement look like a medical process. It's like that you have the injecting in your skin. There are also use the word that is overstatement that is cannot prove. They said like from within to outside จากภายในสู่ภายนอก So this advertisement will deem as against the regulation. So it will have the penalty as imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or a fine not exceeding 100,000 baht or both. So look at the second picture. This is the same case. There are the complaints from the consumer. And then the Thai FDA go to inspect by checking the website and the page at their Facebook. And then the Thai FDA found that this product used the overclaim statement and the claim is out of the scope of cosmetic. Okay, so for this slide, I will talk about the counterfeit product. First, before I provide the case study, kindly let me provide what is the counterfeit products. Please note that if the cosmetic product have these four quality, it will be considered as the counterfeit product. First, the label show the false origin. For example, on the label, they may show that this product is has the manufacturer in Australia, but actually the product produced in Thailand. It will deem as counterfeit product. Second is about the ingredient discrepancy. If the product ingredient has the amounts deviate more than 20% from the label or from the details that you declare with the Thai FDA, this will deem as counterfeit products. Next, any cosmetic which contain an artificial ingredient in place of any of the main ingredients or which do not contain any of the active ingredients as notified with the Thai FDA or list on the label, this will deem as counterfeit product. For example, on the label you said that you use olive oil. But when the Thai FDA inspect and found that there's no olive oil in your product, but you use another type of oil. Then the last quality that will deem as counterfeit product is any cosmetic for which the notification document contains false information. For example, you declare that your product has an appearance as a liquid. But actually, then when you sell your product, it is not a liquid, but it is a bar or a palette. So it is very important that at the process of cosmetic notification, you have to declare your product detail align with your product quality, align with your product ingredients. So for this slide, I will show you the case study that recently the Thai FDA go to inspect one warehouse and they found that lots of cosmetic product is counterfeit product. In addition, there are also a lot of cosmetic product that no notification number from the Thai FDA and those products do not have the Thai labels. So for the penalty of each type of counterfeit product will be not the same. In the first two types, for the false origin or ingredient discrepancy, if it is a manufacturer or importer conduct for this violation, they will get imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or a fine not exceeding 100,000 or both. But for a seller, you can see that the penalty is less than the manufacturer or importer. If it is the counterfeit product that in the type of false notification or substitution or missing active ingredients, the penalty will be as imprisonment not exceeding 2 years or a fine not exceeding 200,000 baht or both. If it is conducted by a seller, they will get imprisonment not exceeding 6 months or a fine not exceeding 50,000 baht or both. So for the next part, คุณจริยพร will focus on pre-enforcement and how to protect your IP for the cosmetic product.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next part of this webinar, we will discuss some pre-enforcement strategies that brand owners should consider before entering the Thai market and prior to selling and distributing cosmetic products in Thailand to ensure effective brand protection. So next slide, please. To provide our foreign attendees with a brief background of Thai trademark law before we dive into the enforcement strategies under the Thai Trademark Act. A mark will be registered if it is firstly distinctive, which is separated into inherent distinctiveness, which is distinctive in and of itself, and distinctive through use, by providing evidence of use, which over time has enabled consumers to recognize the mark as a trademark. The second part is that it must be available, so it must not be confusingly similar or identical to prior marks, and it must not be prohibited, such as including the national flag, Red Cross symbols, or obscene words. Next slide, please. Now let's look at some examples to give you a better picture of the common types of marks in the cosmetics industry. From our experience, these types of marks often encounter registrability issues in Thailand. We have divided into a few categories for your ease of reference. The first category, often deemed non-distinctive, includes marks that convey a descriptive function, such as whitening night serum. The second category consists of marks that include a descriptive ingredient, for example, vitamin C lip balm. And finally, if a mark is simply a product claim or common slogan, such as poreless finish for foundations or primers, or beauty perfected, it is also unlikely to be registrable. Some other common examples are marks which include a geographic term, such as Asia Beauty Lab for an Asian beauty brand. And another example is a mark that describes the color of the product, such as nude for a lip product or a lipstick. And also under the current practice of the Thai Trademark Office, 2 non-stylized letter marks are also deemed too short. Based on our experience, the common reasons for refusal of marks used with cosmetic products are descriptive names, generic slogans, and very simple marks, such as those that are made up of just 1 or 2 letters or numbers. So what can you do if your mark is refused for these reasons? So here are some strategies to increase the distinctiveness of your marks when used with cosmetic products. First, you may consider coining new unique terms and increasing the length of very short marks or stylizing such marks. You may also incorporate distinctive elements such that make up at least 60% of the mark. The dominant element of the mark should really stand out, and you should avoid including product or medical claims or general benefit claims within the mark itself. You should also stay clear of images of cosmetic products or product shapes, such as the lipstick shape itself or serum bottles as part of the mark or as the mark itself. But what if you've already finalized your branding and marketing and you're set on filing a mark that might be rejected for non-distinctiveness? In that case, it's advisable to prepare strong evidence showing extensive use of the mark in Thailand. This can help to support your trademark registration and improve your chances of success. Before conducting any business in Thailand, it is absolutely essential for brand owners to secure trademark protection. Thailand operates on a first-to-file basis. This means that whoever files first will obtain prior rights to the mark. So timing is critical, and it is important not to delay your application when filing the mark when you're planning to enter the Thai market or to plan to launch a new product in Thailand. When filing, you can consider the relevant classes for cosmetic products. This might be class 3 for cosmetics and non-medicated toiletry preparations, class 5, which relates to medical products, and a class that is sometimes forgotten by brands is class 35, which relates to online retail services, advertising, business management, and administration. These classes are commonly applicable to cosmetic brands, so make sure that your filings cover the right scope to ensure adequate coverage that aligns with the actual use of your mark in Thailand. Another important point that many brands overlook, and we often get many inquiries from brands about this, is trademark licensing. In addition to your distributorship agreements that you may have with local companies, if any, you must also register a trademark license with the Department of Intellectual Property or the DIP. Why is this so important? Well, trademark licenses must be recorded with the DIP to be enforceable in Thailand. If the license is not recorded, the licensee cannot enforce the trademark against third parties. And importantly, use of the mark by the licensee will not count as proof of use when defending against non-cancellation actions in Thailand. This is an important step for international brands to complete before entering the Thai market, as well as local Thai brands which may license the use of their trademarks to others. Therefore, it's very important that your legal and compliance teams are aware of this requirement early on. Now, let's turn to copyright protection briefly. Brand owners can also rely on copyright as a basis to protect their rights and enforcement actions against infringers. So, what is copyright? As you may know, copyright is the legal right that protects original works resulting from the creation of the mind, literature, science, or art. Copyright protection arises automatically, so you don't need to register it for the right to exist. In Thailand, for a work to qualify for copyright protection, it must meet 2 main criteria, which is originality. The work must be independently created and not copied from existing works, and should reflect the creator's own skill, effort, or creativity to make it unique. It must also be an expression of an idea because copyright protects the expression of an idea, even if it is not recorded in a material form. This means that the creative elements in your branding, such as logos, packaging designs, and marketing materials, can often be protected under copyright law, which gives you an additional helpful layer of protection beyond trademarks. For cosmetics in particular, several elements of branding and packaging can qualify for copyright protection. So let's go through some examples. First is packaging artwork. This includes illustrations, patterns, color schemes, and even typography used on your product packaging. Branding elements such as your logo, stylized design, and promotional graphics. Product design drawings, artistic renderings of bottle shapes, caps, decorative motifs can also be protected if it satisfies the requirements of copyright law. Marketing content. This also covers any computer software, catalog layouts, advertising visuals, and social media creatives. Music, such as sound recordings used in cosmetic advertising campaigns, and visual effects and animations, which includes CGI and any special effects that you may include. The key takeaway here is that copyright protection extends beyond just text or logos. It can cover a wide range of creative assets that form part of your brand identity. So leveraging this protection can help to strengthen your enforcement strategies against infringers. Now let's move on to copyright protection and some important pre-enforcement strategies. These steps are crucial to ensure that your brand is adequately protected before entering the Thai market. First, document creation and ownership. It's best practice to maintain clear records of copyright creation, and these documents should include authorship clauses stating who created the work and ownership clauses specifying who owns the copyright. Under Thai law, please note that if the work is created under a service for hire agreement, the hirer is the copyright owner unless agreed otherwise. And if the work is created by an employee, the employee is the copyright owner unless agreed otherwise. So if you're hiring or outsourcing creatives, especially for branding or design, or plan to record your copyright with the Thai DIP, you need to make sure that the agreement clearly states who is the owner and who owns the work. Next, you should also consider robust contracts. Comprehensive licenses and distributorship agreements should be drafted to ensure adequate protection of your IP before commencing sale in Thailand. This is particularly important for overseas brand owners when working with local distributors. These agreements should clearly define responsibilities such as who will be handling the trademark filings in Thailand and who will be monitoring and enforcing against infringement. Having these details spelled out avoids any confusion and strengthens your IP protection strategies. You may also consider voluntary recordation at the DIP. As mentioned, and as you probably know, copyright arises automatically upon creation of eligible works. So filing is not mandatory, but voluntary recordation is highly advisable because it strengthens your evidence for enforcement actions. It can be used to support customs recordings and court proceedings, and you receive official government documents confirming your copyright ownership, which can make a significant difference when enforcing your rights in Thailand. Before we look at the enforcement methods available, we'll take a brief look at the current trends in the cosmetics industry and consumer purchasing behavior in Thailand. This will help us to tailor enforcement strategies to align with the realities of the Thai cosmetics market. Taking a closer look at Thailand's cosmetic market trends, we can see that imports of cosmetics have grown steadily over the past few years. This reflects the increasing demand for beauty products amongst Thai consumers, with South Korea emerging as the leading source of imports, largely driven by the popularity of K-beauty in Thailand. Other major contributors include France and Japan, which remain strong players in the market, while imports from the United States have also shown notable growth. Overall, the trend indicates a consistent rise in the volume of cosmetics entering Thailand, and can indicate a growing demand for beauty products in Thailand, both internationally and locally produced. And this reflects the dynamic and competitive nature of the cosmetics market. As you may know, online shopping is extremely popular amongst consumers due to the convenience and growing variety of goods, and this is especially true for Thai consumers. And the most widely used platform here are online marketplaces such as Lazada, Shopee, JD Central, TikTok Shop, social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, X, and private brand websites. However, with so many vendors offering a wide range of products, it has become increasingly difficult for consumers to distinguish genuine goods from counterfeit ones, and this challenge can be amplified by the fact that buyers cannot physically inspect products before purchase. So, from our experience, counterfeit goods are frequently found through online channels. It has become particularly easy for vendors to set up online shops to sell imported or resale goods, which has led to a significant rise in online infringement over the years. Based on recent statistics from this year, there are approximately 3 million sellers in Thailand selling goods on Lazada, Shopee, and TikTok Shop, offering more than 300 million listings, many of which are cosmetic products as well. And statistics from Shopee Korea's Beauty Summit 2025 shows that Shopee makes up at least 73% of the Thai online beauty market. This scale creates both opportunities and challenges for cosmetic brands, as it creates a high exposure for cosmetics, as large online marketplaces have become large sales channels for beauty products. But there's also an increase in counterfeit risk because the ease of selling up online shops means that counterfeit cosmetics can enter the market easily, often disguised as legitimate listings. And it may make IP enforcement a little bit more complex. With millions of listings, monitoring and enforcing IP rights requires proactive strategies such as platform notice takedowns, custom recommendations, and collaborations with e-commerce platforms. So the rapid growth of online sales for cosmetics in Thailand actually amplifies the need for robust IP enforcement measures to counter counterfeits and protect brand integrity. Next, we'll discuss the available methods of enforcement against IP infringement of cosmetic products and the recommended steps to take. As a background, the following authorities are the relevant IP enforcement authorities in Thailand. The first is the Department of Intellectual Properties, Office of Prevention and Suppression of IP Rights, as well as the Mediation Unit, the Department of Special Investigation, or DSI, the Customs Department, and the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society. Next is the Royal Thai Police, the Metropolitan Police Bureau, the Economic Crime Suppression Division, the Department of Intellectual Property and International Trade Litigation, which is our Office of Attorney General, and lastly, the Central Intellectual Property and International Trade Court, which is our specialized IP and IT court here in Thailand. Now let's move on to enforcement and the remedies available for IP infringement in Thailand. There are several approaches that brand owners can take depending on the volume of infringement, the severity of the matter, and each brand's enforcement protocols. Here are the most common strategies we use when assisting cosmetic clients in Thailand. The first step is to send a cease and desist letter and negotiations. We usually send a C&D letter and engage with negotiations with the infringer. This method is usually effective and helps establish a common understanding, stopping infringers from escalating the matter further. Alongside this, we can also conduct investigations into the target and perform sample or test purchases of cosmetic products. These samples can be checked with the brand owner to confirm whether they are counterfeit and preserved as evidence if needed. For online infringement, we can also assist with filing notice and takedown complaints through online platforms or initiate website blocking for specific domains. This is particularly important for brands facing unauthorized sales or counterfeit products online. However, in the unfortunate cases that amicable resolution can be reached, the matter may be escalated to ADR, which is alternative dispute resolution, mediation, or if necessary, civil and/or criminal litigation. We can assess if escalation is appropriate on a case-by-case basis after evaluating the posture and strength of the case. For most cases, it is advisable to start with preventative and amicable measures, but depending on the situation, brand owners may need to consider escalating the matter when it is necessary to protect your brand. The next enforcement method, which we have found has been particularly effective with cosmetic products, is customs recordation with the Royal Thai Customs. This process helps to regulate goods imported into Thailand through border control measures. There are 6 main customs ports in Thailand as follows, which is Klong Toi Port, Lam Chabang Seaport, Suvarnabhumi Port, Mae Sai Port, Ariyapathet Port, and Nong Khai Port. From our experience, many cosmetic brands are imported into Thailand due to the growing popularity of the beauty industry here. Therefore, it is highly advisable to record your copyright and trademark information with customs. It is important to do so because by doing so, customs officials can notify us or your appointed brand representatives of any suspicious shipments, which allows you to take timely action to protect your brand. This is the process of customs recordation with the customs department. When suspicious goods are identified, they are detained by customs. And if the importer agrees and admits that the goods are counterfeit, the case will proceed through regular customs processes. But if the importer does not admit, the customs will contact the brand's representative to verify the authenticity of the goods. This procedure is an effective way to monitor and control the importation of cosmetic products into Thailand. And to conclude this webinar, after reviewing the current cosmetic trends and the challenges posed by cosmetic goods in Thailand, we'd like to leave you with some practical key takeaways. These steps will help you to manage risk and ensure effective protection and compliance before you enter into the Thai market. Firstly, you should ensure compliance with Thailand's cosmetic laws and FDA regulations. Record any copyright for any eligible artwork, branding, or design elements. Register trademarks for logos, brand names, or before selling or advertising products. Use IP symbols such as the copyright symbol, the TM symbol, or the R symbol to demonstrate ownership of IP. You should also monitor online platforms regularly for infringing visuals and prepare takedown notices. As mentioned just now, customs recordation, you should submit trademark and copyright details to the Royal Thai Customs for border control measures. Conduct trademark searches to avoid similarity or infringement of existing cosmetic brands in Thailand, and maintain clear communications with any of your distributors and stakeholders to align on your IP responsibilities, such as who will be responsible for filing your marks. By prioritizing IP protection and proactive enforcement, we hope these strategies will be helpful to guide your brand towards a stronger position and successful presence in Thailand's dynamic beauty industry. So thank you very much for joining our webinar today. We hope it was a fruitful discussion.